Howdy gang, Trailblazer Tim here again. Today we are home at the RV on this beautiful Labor Day weekend. Everybody's out and about and there's tons of crowds all over the place. That's why I'm not out there. Taking a few minutes here to show you the best practices and methods when it comes to hooking up your fresh water supply inside of your RV, travel trailer, fifth wheel, or motorhome. Also going to show you some purification filtration methods as well as the best ways of hooking up your water service into your RV when it comes time to park it and get moved in. Alright, so we're going to start off over here on our utility side of our RV. I live in a 24-foot travel trailer. Most RVs, for the most part, are set up where the utilities are on one side, your front door is on the other. It varies and depends. And what we're looking for is right here where it says fresh water connection. This is our fresh water connection. This is how you're going to end up putting your water into your RV, travel trailer, fifth wheel, or motor coach home. And I'm going to show you the first things that you do not want to do when it comes to hooking up your water. Alright, so we got the RV backed in, it's ready to go, and we're ready to hook up our water and sewer and all that other good stuff. Before any of this even happens, there is some prepping and planning that needs to happen to ensure you get the best quality and service from the water that is provided to you before it enters your home. It all starts with the right type of hose. You don't want to cheap out and get yourself a little green garden hose. These blue ones, they also make white ones. These are specialized for the best enhancements when it comes to your water quality coming into your RV. They cost a little bit more money, but they're not going to be picking up that nasty hose taste that most of the other ones are. I'm not sure. They have a special lining inside there. Plus, they hold up better during the sunlight and the weather and elements and stuff. Hose is your first thing that you want to make sure that you got and get the right one. All right, let's hook up our hose. First mistake. Never just hook up your hose directly into your fresh water service. Bad idea. And the reason why is because once you hook that thing up, it's coming straight out of the wall, just like that. What happens in the middle of the night when you're walking around to do something and you trip over this hose? It's going to end up breaking this connection right here. And then you're going to have to wait or go to an RV store the next day or whenever before you can restore that. When I first bought this RV, it was used, and one of the first things I saw was this piece was broken because somebody had not hooked this up the correct way. A simple brass threaded elbow, $5 at Walmart. Get them online, RV supply place. This right here is going to be the protection for your freshwater connection on the side of your RV in case you trip over your hose, and it won't snap it because this is reinforced and it don't give. See that? That's what you want to start with. Alright, so at this point in the game, there's decisions that have to be made. A lot of people like to put pressure regulators on their system next, okay? Which will ensure that the pressure from your city water or the water coming in doesn't exceed over 45 pounds, which will protect your plumbing inside your house. Now, one of the problems is if you're used to having nice, strong water pressure, taking showers and stuff, this is exceedingly going to change inside of the RV at this point. However, it does ensure that you're not going to have some sort of a big surge that comes through and blows out your pipes. Now, there's literally countless amount of products that you can find and order online or go to your local RV dealership, supply place, whatever. Walmart's getting to be a little bit smaller of a selection. Every time I go in there and look at their RV department and stuff, it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and stuff. Check with your local municipalities or your local campgrounds. Some of them may require you to install a simple little vacuum breaker check valve, which is a backflow. And what this does is it makes it so your water that comes into your RV cannot flow backwards and contaminate the water that it came from in the first place. Now, one of the options that I use is a water filter, okay? An inline water filter. A lot of you guys out there can just drink your bottled water and stuff, or you don't have anything to do with the water in the system. You're just using it maybe to wash some dishes or to flush the toilets and take showers and stuff like that. However, if you do, like myself, use the water for drinking coffee or boiling up food and stuff like that and taking your showers and stuff, it's nice to have yourself an inline RV water filter. And I'm going to show you how you put that in. Now, I've been full-time in my travel trailer for around 5 months, and within the last 2 or 3 weeks, I started noticing an odor that was coming from my bathroom. The first thing you're thinking of is, oh God, it's coming from my black water tank here on the toilet and stuff. But I don't think so, because I do regular maintenance on here, and I keep it dumped once a week and use portas. We'll talk about that in another video and stuff. And I know it's sealed properly, and I don't leave the gate open to the sewer, so it's not coming in from the sewer itself. Then I started thinking to myself, perhaps it could be caused from the water coming into the travel trailer. Now, before I became full-time RV, I did a lot of research and discovered the things that were really needed when it came to me staying full-time in my travel trailer. And one thing that I absolutely wanted to make sure I had was some sort of an RV water filter. This brand right here was made by Camco, which makes a lot of RV parts and stuff. So if you're looking on Amazon and all these other places, you're going to see that name come up a lot, Camco. And I found this filter at my local Walmart. And it came in a box like this, and it came with a little bonus flexible hose too. See that? And this cost right around $18. I'm like, heck, I'm going for it. That was 5 months ago. Now that I've started to smell some of that rotten egg odor that's inside of here, and like I said, I don't think it's a toilet or whatever, I decided to go out and I pulled my Camco inline RV water filter that I bought at Walmart. It actually came in a little box, $17, $18 I believe. And I was like, let me take a look and see what it says about the filter replacement. And it says, filter life depends on water quality. Well, here in Central Florida, the water quality is awful. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to have a filter in the first place. Replace it each camping season or when an undesirable taste or odor appear. Ding, 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 ding. I've been in here with this filter for 5 months. That, I believe, is what my problem is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go outside now. I've got a brand new filter I spent some extra money on, and I'm going to show you how to install this thing, and then we're in business. Now, real quick before we put our new water filter in for the RV, I went back to the old Camco that I had in here for 5 months. And I was reading to see what the specification for the filtration was in here, and the only thing that I came up with on there, it says, was 42/53 for the reduction of chlorine and lead. Just telling me that it's kind of like bare minimum. It's by far on the bottom end when it comes to quality. I guess you get what you pay for. No wonder it was $18. Alright, so before we put the filter on, let's go back to the water pressure regulator valve right here, okay? These are good to have, okay? It's always a safe bet and a safety net, especially if you have an older RV and stuff like that with older plumbing. Put that thing right underneath that brass elbow like that before you put your filter in and stuff. But, you know, you might be able to get away with not using one of these if you have a newer RV. I'm a plumber by trade, so I've inspected all the water pipes and plumbing in here. And this is 2012 travel trailer, and everything looks like brand new. There's no wear and tear, and it's got good quality piping in here. So I've had this thing on here since I've been full-time for 5 months, and we're going to try, I think, through this filter cycle without it, because when I take a shower, when I have this on and the filter on, my water pressure is only at about 25 to 30 pounds, and I really don't get much pressure when I come out of the shower. So I think we're going to opt out of this one for right now, but I'm not throwing it away. It's always good to have one of these anyways. I remember I told you the Camco water filter that I had on here, it was about $18 and stuff like that. This is our new product. It's made by a company called Applica. It's called the Clear 2.0 OptiClear. See this? It wasn't 18 bucks. It was more about $30. It didn't come with any fancy little flexible hoses. I'm going to try this out. The specs on here say that it's superior performance of 1 micron. 1 micron. No sulfur odor, solid carbon block filtration, 100% natural coconut carbon, UV protection, and up to 6 months filtration. We're going to give this a go. Remember, like I said, you get what you pay for. All right, let's unbox this new filter. This is the Clear 2.0. Ooh, look at that. Nice and green. Take a look at that. Go ahead and open it. Get it out of the bag and stuff. Now, first thing you want to do before you install this is always make sure there are little caps come off. They just pull off, just like that. And next thing you want to do is you want to look for the arrow. Now, if you can see that arrow? That means that's the flow of the water. You're City water is going to hook up there, and then this is going to go over there to where it's going into the RV. If you do it the opposite way around, you're not going to get any water pressure. Alright, so we got both the filters, the old one and the new one, and I'm noticing something that is crazy. Both of these are exactly the same canister, to the detail. Everything about them, they're exact same canister. So nothing is different amongst the two. This one that is old is heavier because it's got all that crap we brought in from the city. Well, it's telling me that thing's done and ready to be replaced. This one, like I said, it's got the little arrow, and that's the direction for the water flow. City water into your RV. Let's take a look. All right, we're ready to put the filter in. Like I said, arrow up towards the RV. Always hook up your hose coming from your city supply to the bottom of your filter first, because your filter has to screw onto there. Careful. Plastic on metal. Metal's going to win every time you cross thread that. Don't be in a hurry. Now, we're going to take and hook it to our elbow. Nice and easy. No cross threading. Snug that baby up. Just like that. Now it's time to turn the water on. Just like any kind of filter, even an in-house filter or something like that, as soon as you get this baby hooked up and stuff and turn your water on, you're going to want to go inside and open up your faucets and run at least 5 gallons of water to cut the carbon out of the top part of this filter, because you can't just go in and start drinking and stuff. It's kind of got to like it run itself through and get that stuff out of its system. So let's go ahead and try it. We'll turn on the water and see what we got. Alright, back in the bathroom. We're going to go ahead and cut our water on. Ooh, I can see already I got more water pressure. Remember, we opted out of having that pressure regulator this time because I have a newer RV. It's not new, but the plumbing in here is well worth it. We're going to let that run for a little bit so you can get all that, cut that carbon off the top of that filter and stuff, even on the hot water. Alright, so we're back outside and get ready to wrap this video up. See, no leaks going on. One thing I do want to mention to you. Like I said, a pressure regulator is a very good idea. So I'm not throwing this thing out, but I did notice I got a little bit better water pressure inside and stuff. Now, if this was an older RV and you had older gray PEX piping and stuff, I would not recommend running any kind of water pressure in here unless you had a regulator and stuff. And remember, the more things you pile in line before the water gets in there, your water pressure is going to go down quite a bit. Even with a filter, that cuts at about 10-15 pounds. Last but not least, get yourself a marker, Sharpie, and mark down the date of install. That way you know how old the filter is and when the next time you should be changing this thing before it gets to the point where it has nasty, foul odor to the water. That's all the time we got for this one. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching the video. Make sure to give me a comment or question down below. Thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Remember, you get what you pay for. $18 compared to $30. We're going to see what the difference is and how good a quality and how long this new filter lasts. Remember, get yourself a little kit. If you're an avid RVer or a full-timer, keep it in your compartment and stuff like that. Keep little things like a little regulator, a new filter, all that good stuff, and a proper garden hose, not a regular garden hose. Spend the money. That way when you pull into the park and get ready to hook up, everything goes off without a snap. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'll see you all in the next adventure. Take care.